Hey everyone, welcome back. So I am doing another layout with the Heidi Swapp Sun Chaser collection. I absolutely love this collection. I got it from My Little Scrapbook Store, and over at My Little Scrapbook Store, you can get the entire collection and an additional paper pack and some additional stickers, all available in the store. And I'll have that linked below. I am part of the design team for My Little Scrapbook Store, so I'll also have the ability for you to use my code if you've never ordered before, and you can get 10%. So I'm just showing you the papers that I have chosen. I have this really cool picture of my daughter and her fiance in front of the pier in our town. And one of the papers from the Sun Chaser collection had this kind of pier in front of the beach, and I thought it'd be great to use that. However, I really wanted some deeper blues. So the blue in this particular scene is really faded out. Now, it's not quite as faded as it looks on my screen because my camera. I'm really going to need to get a new camera. It's just not focusing anymore, and I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll figure that out. But I wanted some deeper blues up at the top, and you'll see that when I show you the pictures. So I had a sketch that I was using, and in that sketch, they had torn out the top, and I thought that'd be a great way to do that. You'll also notice I kind of made this photo more of a Polaroid because I knew I wanted to put something on the bottom. So I just cut the white of the photo a little bit bigger when I cut it out. Now, that's a really good way to kind of make a predetermined place for embellishments or stamping or journaling. So if you are like me and you print your photos on, I print my photos on printer paper, 8.5 by 11 printer paper. When you cut them out, instead of using a white frame that's equal all around, just cut it out with a little bit more on the bottom and you'll make your own Polaroid. So the papers that I'm using to go with that really cool blue and kind of blue and teal tiger print are some peach stars and the pink ledger paper. I also had pre-picked out some of the embellishments that I knew I wanted to use. So in the tag embellishment, there was a tag that said "You and Me Together." There was this frame that I really thought I wanted to use, so I'm kind of laying everything out, and no surprise, the frame goes. I struggle a lot to use these frames. I'm not a frame person. It had a beautiful tag that had all the right colors in it, and another kind of circle element that said joyful. And then you'll see I have one of my Dottie About Flair flares. Um, by now, you'll have found out that I've also been selected for the design team for Dottie About Flair, and I will leave a link to their store below as well. This is when I sent in my application for the design team, one of the questions they asked was, "What's your favorite flair?" And I said the Travelog set. I've bought this two times now. It's a bunch of black and white themed travel flair that have either phrases like go or they have geotags. So this one particularly has love with a geotag as the O. This is my favorite set of flair that I've purchased. And I just wanted to kind of this week, when I'm finally able to tell people that I'm on the design team, I wanted to use that flair on a layout. So that is what I'm doing. So you'll see here that the frame just goes, and I think I'm just ending up throwing it away, and I'm okay with that. There's a lot of other embellishments in this selection that I do love. That's just not one of them. So I'm putting some dimension, some foam behind that rainbow there. I'm inking all of my edges with hickory smoke. Um, my hickory smoke is kind of dying. It's getting worn out, but it's still giving enough of a kind of shadow that it gives the pages a little bit of dimension. Now I'm purposely kind of making these mats a little bit wonky, but it does do something in the upper right hand corner that kind of upsets me a little bit, and that is it has some trap space. So you'll see the peach and the white paper leave kind of an empty space. So what I'm going to do with that is I am going to fill in um, that with the you and me together tag, and I know that, so it's okay. I'm also using, and you can get these separately over at My Little Scrapbook Store, the matching stamp set that came with this collection. Now, these stamp sets are really cool for the price. So Heidi Swapp's stamp sets that come with her collections, the American Crafts ones, I think they're like a $7 price point. And they have a lot of words, there are a lot of titles. So those are things you can use long term. They also have this particular collection, and I'm going to use all three of them, have some cool icons that you can use kind of instead of enamel dots if you wanted to. I did add to both of the tags just a little brad that I had from a brad set, and I popped up that joyful on one end. Now I'm going to add some foam to the back of my flare. I'm going to put down the two different pieces of embellishments that I had taken out of the die cut pack. And one of the things, and maybe some of you are coming over from the Daddy About Flair page, and this may be one of your first videos you're seeing of me. So I'll just, say that one of the things that I tend to do a lot and that I like is words. I am a typography and a words person. I like stickers that have words on them. I like die cuts that have words on them, and that's pretty common in all of my pages. Is that you'll see even like the favorite flare set I have is one that has a bunch of words. So that's something as you'll watch me scrapbook, you'll see that there's a lot of words on my pages versus flowers and rainbows and those kinds of things. And I still use the flowers and the rainbows, but I tend to go to the icons and the ephemera packs that have words. So it once I figured that out about myself, it made it a lot easier for me not to feel bad about it. I did take that crackling campfire and drop it on the bottom of the page. I was trying to show you that and move the page around, but it really, you can't tell because it's kind of dark down there anyway. So just sometimes if you make a mistake, at this point it was too far down the road and I really loved how this page was kind of working. Um, I did use that tag as a place to put the date. I have a really cool date stamp that has just 2 digits for the year. So it will never go out of date. And that's the one I tend to use for my smaller date stamp. I do have the really huge, massive date stamp that I love, but there really wasn't a place on this layout to put that. Because I used the Love This ephemera, I needed to add some copper elements kind of pushing around the page. And then this circle element kind of filled out that right-hand side. I'm kind of using the Chamel technique of just kind of filling in and layering and going around the photo. I really liked how that turned out. This is one of those layouts that came together very quickly, and I didn't have to struggle a lot to make it. So I'm going to end with some Nouveau Mist. I'm just going to use the T technique, and as you'll see, I had T is one of the design team members on My Little Scrapbook Store, and I had one huge big splatter of gold, and I decided just to leave that. And then I'm going to add some teal on top of that just to bring in the darker blue again. And with that, I believe my page is done. You're going to end by seeing some close-ups of both some of the stamping I did and the final page. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are interested in either Dottie About Flair or the Sun Chaser collection, I'll have links below. Please comment and like and subscribe, and I will see you later. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.